Thanks for staying with us For the Record. Our third guest this morning is Dr. Kimberly Hall, and you are part of Wofford's AI Working Group. Tell us about the group.
The group was founded at the beginning of this academic year, and our president, Naif Samhat, and our provost, Tim Schmitz, wanted to think about how liberal arts colleges can effectively respond to the changing higher ed landscape and with the advent of AI, but also how we are uniquely positioned as a liberal arts college to help train students to use it ethically and effectively. So we are a cross-college group. We have faculty, students, and staff working together to learn everything we can about AI and help formulate a strategic vision for the college going forward.
What have you found?
A range of responses. We have some who don't want to use it at all and are kind of anxious about how it's going to impact education, especially the kind of liberal arts education we specialize in, and some who are excited and want to learn more. But our students in particular want to be prepared to enter a workforce in which AI will be part of their daily lives.
It's amazing because you think of, let's just say, art. When you look at the creativity of putting paint on a brush and then spreading it on a canvas and making a picture. You use AI, you could just literally say, make this, and it does. You could put it in a frame and it is art, but it's not paint on a brush on a canvas. Do we lose, in the group as you're kind of working together and looking at the scary and the not scary and what AI is doing, do we lose something by walking through this AI door?
I think so. I think it's a trade-off, that in some ways we will be losing some of that aspect, but I think in some ways there'll be a different value placed on those kind of authentic or works of art which rely on that. Yeah, but there's also a new skill set, a new form of creativity that's going to be unleashed using AI. People maybe who didn't know how to paint but might be able to create images using AI. That's also exciting to think about. What kind of possibilities are available as well.
Yeah, I mean, our last guest, as we were talking about, putting all the information into a computer for it to figure out a cure for cancer or a cure for ALS, Alzheimer's. I mean, that is going to save so many lives.
Absolutely. And it doesn't mean we don't approach it with caution and think about the ethics, not just of using it, but the language models that it was trained on. But in some ways, it could be a tool for a student who's struggling maybe just to start a paper, for instance. A lot of English professors are concerned about cheating as a big issue. But in some ways, it can help students kind of get started or check grammar, some of the issues they've been dealing with. And I think like so many digital tools have been introduced before, we're going to learn how to use it effectively, but we have to put in that work to learn what are the best ways forward.
So how, as a teacher, I mean, do you learn about this and incorporate it in a class, but don't let it teach the class, or don't let the students let it learn and not them?
Yeah. Well, we're at a stage where I think many of the students are where we're at. They're new to it as well. So it's a unique moment to teach them how to use it in the right way. So for instance, I'm teaching an introduction composition course called Imagining AI. So we've looked at representations of AI throughout history, and then we spend time working with it as a tool. So we did a sample Turing test where they got to ask their friends questions kind of that they thought were determining if they were human, and then put those same questions to ChatGPT, and then they wrote a reflective essay comparing the two responses.
Which means the whole way you teach gets even more creative.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's a really valuable tool, and as professors, we should be interested in exploring it, learning more about it, ways that it can be effective in our classroom. But I think the concerns about plagiarism are very valid, and I think there's ways to design assignments so that we disincentivize use of it wholesale and instead think with our students about how to use it effectively.
Yeah, and of course, with disinformation and misinformation out there, the more people understand what AI is and how it works, maybe they can best protect themselves as well?
Absolutely. The literacy component is going to be huge. We need media literacy, information literacy, but digital literacy more broadly, where the AI is not just a black box, meaning we see input and output, but we don't understand the process, but we learn to think, how do I evaluate the responses I get? How do I use the critical thinking skills I already have to think about the answers that I've gotten and determine what to do next?
Fascinating. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Still to come on For the Record, a woman who helped put Greenville on the culinary map.
I don't know anyone in the South that doesn't have a jar of Dukes in their pantries.
This Women's History Month, we are honoring Eugenia Duke, in case you missed it.